My name is Kate, and I want to tell you a story about love, trust, and betrayal. It's a story that changed my life, a story that still haunts me to this day. Have you ever met someone who seemed perfect? Someone who seemed to understand you, make you feel special, and fill the emptiness inside you? I did. His name was Mark. Mark and I met 2 years ago. At first, he seemed like the guy I had been waiting for my whole life. He was kind, funny, and had a smile that could light up any room. We met at a friend's party, and the moment our eyes met, something clicked. I remember the first time we talked. He made me laugh, and for the first time in a long while, I felt truly seen. He told me about his job, his love for sports, and his quiet life. He said he didn't need much, just someone to share his thoughts with. I was captivated. We quickly became inseparable. Every moment with him felt like it was meant to be. Our dates were simple, but perfect. Dinners at cozy restaurants, walks in the park, and late-night talks about everything and nothing at all. I thought I had found the one. But little did I know, the man I thought I knew so well was hiding a secret. It was a Sunday afternoon when I first noticed something strange. Mark and I were out, enjoying our usual walk through the park. It was a beautiful day, the kind that makes you appreciate life. We were talking about our future, about moving in together, about starting a life. But then he got a phone call. He stepped aside to answer it, and I saw the look on his face. Something changed. The bright smile, the calm demeanor, all of it disappeared in an instant. He turned away, his back facing me. He spoke quietly, and I couldn't hear the conversation. When he hung up, he was different. His face was tense, and for the first time, I felt like I was standing in front of a stranger. "Who was that?" I asked, trying to sound casual, though I felt a pit in my stomach. "Just a work thing," he said, his voice too quick, too rehearsed. I didn't push it. I trusted him. But deep down, I had a nagging feeling, a feeling I couldn't ignore. Days passed, and life went on as usual. But something inside me had shifted. That small moment, that phone call, stayed with me. I couldn't shake the feeling that Mark was hiding something. I kept telling myself that I was just overthinking it. Maybe it was nothing. But the more time I spent with him, the more little things started to feel off. He'd get defensive when I asked him about his past. He never talked about his family. And whenever we visited his place, there were no personal items. It felt like he was living in a shell, a life that didn't belong to him. I thought about it every day. Something was wrong, but I couldn't figure out what. Was I being paranoid? Was I imagining things? One night, as I was cleaning up, I found something that would change everything. It wasn't much, just a piece of paper. It was wedged between the cushions of the couch. At first, I thought it was a receipt, but then I saw the words, "Court hearing scheduled." My heart skipped a beat. I tried to brush it off, but curiosity got the best of me. I checked the date on the paper. It was just a few days away. I had to know more. I opened my laptop and started searching. The more I searched, the more my heart sank. I found a court record with Mark's name on it. My hands shook as I read the charges. Assault, theft, burglary. It wasn't the kind of thing you'd expect from the man I thought I knew. Mark. My sweet, gentle Mark had a criminal past. And it wasn't just a minor mistake from his youth. This was serious. He had been arrested, tried, and convicted. The record was clear, and it felt like a slap in the face. I couldn't breathe. I felt like the ground had been pulled from under me. How could this be? How had I missed this? The next day, I couldn't keep it to myself any longer. I had to confront him. When Mark came over, I didn't wait. I didn't want to hide my feelings anymore. I needed answers. Mark, I said, my voice shaking. I need to know. What is this? I showed him the paper, the court record, everything. For the first time, he didn't try to explain himself. He didn't defend his actions. Instead, he stood there, looking at the ground, a deep sadness in his eyes. I didn't want you to know, he said, his voice barely a whisper. I thought I could leave that part of my life behind. But it's not that simple. I felt a mix of anger, confusion, and heartbreak. Why didn't you tell me, Mark? You lied to me. You made me believe you were someone else. He took a deep breath and finally looked at me. I was scared, Kate. Scared you wouldn't love me if you knew the truth. I've changed. I swear to you, I've changed. But I wasn't sure. Could he really change? Or was this a part of him that would always be there, lurking in the background? Kate sat across from Laura at the small kitchen table, her hands wrapped around a steaming mug of tea. The warm liquid did little to calm the storm brewing inside her. She looked at her friend, searching for answers in Laura's eyes. She had always been the one Kate turned to for advice, the one who could speak honestly and without judgment. But today, Kate wasn't sure what to expect. Kate, I don't even know where to start, Laura said, her voice soft. She had been listening intently, her face reflecting the same concern Kate felt. I know you're hurting, but you've got to think about this carefully. It's not just about Mark's past. It's about your future. Can you trust him again? Can you live with this secret? Kate swallowed hard, trying to hold back the tears that had been threatening to spill for hours. I don't know. I don't know what's real anymore, she confessed, her voice shaking. The man I thought I knew, he's not the same. I don't even recognize him. But at the same time, I love him. I can't just throw it all away, can I? Laura leaned forward, her eyes steady and reassuring. Love isn't enough if it's built on lies, Kate. You deserve honesty. You deserve to feel safe, to know that the person you're with is really who they say they are. I know it's hard, but you can't keep living in this uncertainty. What's more important? The love you have, or your peace of mind? Kate sat back, the weight of Laura's words sinking in. She thought about the quiet moments with Mark, the ones where they shared their hopes and dreams. But now, even those moments felt tainted, as if she couldn't trust her own memories. I don't know if I can trust him anymore, Laura. I don't know if I can ever forget what he's done. Her friend nodded slowly, understanding her pain. You don't have to have all the answers right now, but whatever you decide, it has to be for you. You're the one who matters the most in this. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about everything. Mark, the court records, the man I had fallen in love with. It felt like I was living in a different world. The man I thought I knew was now a stranger. I went for a walk in the quiet night, trying to clear my head. I looked at the stars, and it felt like they were mocking me, telling me I couldn't change the truth. But I couldn't let go of him. I couldn't let go of the love we shared, even though it was built on lies. Was I willing to risk my future for someone who might never change? Or should I walk away and start fresh? In the end, I had to make a decision. I couldn't live in limbo. I couldn't keep wondering if he would hurt me again. So I took a deep breath, and I told Mark what I needed to say. I can't do this, I said, my voice firm. I can't be with you anymore. I love you, but I can't live with the man you were. I can't pretend that your past doesn't matter. He didn't say anything. He just stood there, staring at me, tears in his eyes. I walked away, not looking back. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done, but it was the right thing. That was 2 months ago. Since then, I've learned a lot. I've learned that sometimes love isn't enough. We can't change people, no matter how hard we try. And we have to be honest with ourselves about who we are and what we're willing to accept. Mark may have changed, but I had to change too. I had to choose myself. I had to stop living in someone else's shadow. And now, I'm moving forward. I'm finding happiness on my own. And I'm learning that the hardest part of love is knowing when to let go. If you're watching this, I want you to know that it's okay to walk away. It's okay to choose yourself. Don't stay in a situation that hurts you, even if it's hard. You deserve better, and you deserve happiness. If you enjoyed my story, please like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in the next video.